Hey everyone, I'm here today to tell you about a strategy that will help students in your RTI groups, specifically in tiers 2 and 3. This is a reading strategy to help focus on the comprehension of the actual story. So it's called the PQ4R strategy, and I'm going to use these note cards to explain to you how it works. So you'll hand them a worksheet that will be way bigger than this. And it has each element listed for the PQ4R, and they'll have to write down what should they be doing for that step, what did they do when they were doing that step, and any notes that they need to take that might not fit in that space. So the first letter of the acronym is preview. So I chose one or two words for each that tried to help explain that specific letter better. So for preview, I put identify. So you're going to identify what you're going to be reading about. So for example, the students would look at this book and they try to just look at the title page of the title and see what it's about. So for this, the Great Turkey Race, they could see that the turkeys are probably in a race. This one's got like a little exercise band on and there's hats and it looks like they're running really fast. So the next step is once they identify it, they're going to start asking questions. So for question, I just put a big W because the only questions you really want to be asking start with a W. So they'll start with who, where, why, what, or when. So for this story in specific, they might say, why are they in a race? Where are they racing to? Who is going to win the race? So they'll go through and ask questions like that. The next step is they're going to read the first of the 4 R's. So for read, I put figure it out because they're going to figure out the answers to the questions that they had previously asked. So who won the race? They figured it out. Where was the race? As many of those questions as they can. When they're finished reading and they've answered all those questions, they're going to reflect. So for reflect, I put look again. So you're going to go back and look at the whole story and try to figure out its meaning, any themes that were in it, anything else like that. Then the next of the 4 R's is to recite. So for this I put all together. So all those questions that we just went back and answered, we reflected upon them. As a whole group, or a small group rather, we're going to be asking and answering those questions to each other out loud, to the teacher will ask back, the kids will ask each other. It's just to get that more further concrete knowledge of it. And the very last step is to review. So obviously I put show what you know. So this is where the kids are going to ask probably those same questions and have those same answers, but it'll be independently. So the students will have to personally do this, and this is the best point of assessment that you can look at each child and see if they fully grasp the concept of that book. However, assessment can be taken entirely through all four the R's and the Q and the R, or the P and the Q, because you can go through and look at if they're understanding at each step what they're supposed to be doing. And that shows in their worksheet, that shows in the responses that they give to you, and everything about it. I mean, it has every single letter is a checkpoint for assessment, which is super great. So you can make each lesson longer or shorter depending on the needs of that group or that student. So hopefully you'll be able to use this strategy. I know I'm going to help out these kiddos that need help with comprehension.